Lastly, what about, another big theme the last couple of years has been the push for more diversified spending, more investment in diverse owned media and reaching those audiences. YouTube seems a good outlet for that, but I'm sure that's also not easy to find the right creators all the time. Have you been finding client success there? Is it challenging? What direction are things headed there?
Yeah, no, we believe 100% in this area, that it's both about rewarding and helping the economic viability of diverse media owners, but also amplifying diverse voices, which fall in that creator space. So really understanding two things. One is diverse creators and how do we support and amplify those voices? And then two, what is the economic model, knowing that the diverse creator can actually get good economics on the money that we're spending. Right. And so what we ask often is the understanding of the economics of when we're spending advertising money, how much is the creator actually getting of those dollars? And when does it make sense to do something direct with the creator that happens to be on platforms like YouTube and other social platforms? And then when does it make sense to just buy it on an impression and reach level from the platform itself? And what are the economics behind that? What are you trying to do? But we believe a lot in the diverse media space. We started something called the Once and For All Coalition just for that in 2020, which is really around creating supply in the marketplace around diverse voices, diverse creators, and diverse owners. So it's something that we're committed to the long term, to say this is really important. And it's not that difficult if you just have a strategy behind it. Are you going to just want to run your advertising in diverse media? Do you want to have diverse amplification through creators? Do you want to have a different product strategy? It's around like anything, just having strategy, and then it's not. You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan, and then it's not a tough situation or a tough marketing challenge. It's just having a strategy like anything else. Right.
Yeah. I actually, they were kind of first to market in this space, if we remember back, and I'm not going to age myself and say like when we started using creators on YouTube. But no, I think it's pretty easy, but we also work with a lot of other partners that allow us to deploy pretty smart strategies in the YouTube space. Rembrandt's one of them, where we're actually using AI to overlay a partner message in already pre-recorded content. And of course, those creators, they're paid through the partnership, so they get reimbursed for having the activity there. But I think it's actually easier nowadays to actually connect with creators, ensure you're with the right creators for the right brand. And again, like with smart AI use, we're able to do it in a really easy and seamless way that actually keeps the costs light from a production perspective.
Yeah, it's a lot less finite than the traditional media world.
Absolutely.
I think when it comes to YouTube, I think because it is such a big audience, you're able to deploy, like I said, budgets at all levels, finding a diverse set of audiences, whether that be based on demographics, whether that be based on psychographics, or a lot of other qualifiers Google has in place. Look, we don't do too much from a diversity standpoint when it comes to pushing that out into the world. But what I would say is that we're always trying to reach the audiences interested in the brands that we work on behalf, and YouTube is always part of that mix.
Without a doubt, the amount of eyeballs and time spent in the YouTube ecosystem, and then sub-segmenting that cohort of YouTube viewers into different demographics and psychographics and cohorts is unignorable. We believe that there's immense opportunity and an incredibly diverse space from which we can reach on YouTube. It's why more and more connected television campaigns include like a sidecar campaign of YouTube as not only a catch-all, but the ability to be thoughtful, to be sequential in your messaging, to achieve pricing efficiency. So yes, we do see that. And I think the market sees that. If I recall correctly, Google themselves, not in these words, has acknowledged that YouTube is now the crown asset of the properties, less more so than search. And I think it's because we as consumers prefer to consume our content in video format. I have to blow out my sprinklers this afternoon because it's getting too cold here in Denver. And I'm absolutely going to watch a YouTube video to do it versus Google searching how to do it. And so I think that's just symbolic of the fact that, yes, the pivot from search into YouTube is unignorable. It is just a behemoth of a property that, when leveraged properly, we think is an absolute essential part of a marketing.
It's incredibly important for us as an organization, not only to our advertisers, but also for us as an agency, right? We're a minority-owned agency, right? We're a female-led agency as well, right? With our COO and president being a female, like it's really, really important for us to practice what we preach.
Sure.
Not only in the investments and recommendations that we make, but truly the identification. Because as you and I know, like what an advertiser ultimately is looking to accomplish, not only are very specific business outcomes, but ways in which they are really living the brand ethos that they have. So when you think about someone like YouTube, and we've got things like Black Voices Fund, or we've got Creators for Change, there's the ambition that Google has in how do I ensure that underrepresented voices are starting to become far more compelling, and how can I better enable things like content creation, right? When we start to look at things like, from an advertising perspective, how does Brand Connect work? And how are advertisers getting better enablement around how they are connecting with those various content creators and those various environments? It really starts to help. And then finally here, like, let's recognize not only is there the vastness of YouTube content that's being created, but there's the vastness of voices.
Yeah.
And there's the vastness of audiences that are reaching for it.
Totally.
There's certainly this idea around authenticity. People should look like me. People should sound like me. People should have a voice that may be slightly different than mainstream simply because it's smaller. It is still something that people want. There's the idea around inclusive content. There's the idea around different ways of partnering. But it starts to really align all of those things that a brand says that they want to be about, beyond simply, oh, I made a donation on your behalf to blank.
Box checked,
I'm investing in the environment. I'm investing in the culture. I'm investing in the community. And I'm doing so in a way that's enabling, not simply pandering in a slightly different type of creative against.
Right, where you're really facilitating this person's career and this audience being happy.
Yeah.